Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the like button. You never know, you might enjoy it. This video is about Rolexes, but this one is about the OP41, the cheapest men's Rolex currently available at MSRP, a watch that costs £5,550. Entry level, and yet almost impossible to get without waiting for 2 to 3 years. And that is a fact, guys. I've been going to several ADs and that's the feedback I've been given. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think you should do in order to get an OP41 without waiting. This is what you should do. You should go to the grey market. You should run to the grey market as long as it's a real watch. Because I've seen new, and one was fully stickered. I've seen a black OP for £6,000, a blue OP for £6,000, and that was a 2023. The black one was stickered for £6,000, 2024. I'm not making this up. I think I've posted these on my wall recently. I've seen the silver dial for £6,000, and I've seen my watch, the green dial OP41, as little as £6,800. And I'm telling you now, it's a great watch for that money. The celebration dial, that's in another stratosphere. That is $16,000. Don't ask me, ask producer Michael. So I'm telling you to go to the grey for one reason. I have insider information. I also have information I've gained from conversation with some ADs that I visited this week in Manchester. And I also know stuff about this particular watch because I waited for 2 years for this watch and it was worth the wait. 5 models, 5 different color dials, 3 per year. That's 15 total for the year, and I'm not making this up, guys. I believe they can swap them around slightly and say, give me 5 blue, 3 black, 1 silver. I don't know. They might be just forced to take what they're given. And the celebration dial is a fixed 3 per year. So they know they're getting 3 celebration dials a year. So when people like producer Michael buys 2 of them from an AD, he really is taking the piss. And then he flips it, and that's why I got annoyed about that particular watch. It's not personal. I just got annoyed that he purchased that watch and stole it from a collector so that he could flip it for a profit. Now, the current MSRP is $5,550. In January, it's going to go up by 4%. That's a fact. So the watch is then going to be £5,772. You get where I'm going? Very close to 6, right? In January 2026, the watch is going to go up by another 4% minimum, and the watch is then going to be £6,002. And then you wish, because you still won't have had the core yet, by the way, because if you go on the list today, you're not going to get the core for 3 years. And by then, the watch is going to be a whopping £6,300. And you should have bought it on the grey market. You would have actually saved yourself some money, and you would have got to enjoy the watch. Now, it's probably my favourite watch because it's so simple. Is it worth £6,000? 100%. Every watch has a ceiling in my mind, but this watch in particular, I would suggest that the ceiling for this watch, because it's such a beautiful watch, is £7,000, guys. And I nearly purchased this one for £7,000, but luckily for me, my AD said, you're in the best space possible, which I was, and I got the watch. But I did wait a while for this watch. Fantastic watch. So we have another 5 years before this watch becomes ridiculously overpriced. Now, that's not saying that this watch could be deleted. That's the other game you got to play, guys. What happens if they delete your watch? What happens if they no longer sell a green dial OP41? Then you've left it too late and the prices will rise. And you should have listened to me Now, last example. I really like the yellow OP, always have, always will. I saw one for sale from a reputable dealer, some kind of a convoluted discount for £11,000. I didn't purchase it and it was gone the next day. And I've regretted that, guys, because I've never seen a yellow OP41 for less. And that watch was deleted 2 or 3 years ago. So please don't wait any longer to get an OP. If your AD said you're getting one this year, great. If they said you're getting one next year, you're definitely getting one next year. You just gotta think, yeah, it's about 6, it's the same thing. I've got other watches, I'll wait. If you're about to go into an authorized dealer today and put your name on a list for an OP and they actually put you down for an OP, they're just blowing smoke up your ass. You ain't getting that watch. You're never getting that watch. No way. The future for Rolex is not steals, guys. Trust me. And everybody else can see it. The days of the cheap Rolexes are going. I'm predicting this, and that's why I'm telling you to get in at £6,000 and get out. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. This video is a short video in response to my Manchester video, and it's also a response to a lot of the trolls who commented on that last video. Some of the comments were quite harsh. They don't bother me anymore, guys. They really don't. But you just got to think, you're commenting about a watch video about a guy going to Manchester and doing research. I genuinely wasn't there to purchase a watch. I would have, but I didn't go to purchase one. I went there on a fact-finding mission. If you read the title, it said for a first-time buyer. Now, I went in there to get information. I have a relationship with Rolex ADs, and I'm not going to go into a new AD and pretend I've never purchased a Rolex. I don't play that game. I went in there to find out information. And for those of you that say that they wouldn't sell you a watch anyway because you look like a twat or whatever, how'd you like them apples? I'm not going to go into a Rolex AD wearing a rose gold two-tone Yachtmaster and ask them to sell me an OP when I already own an OP. I'm not going to ask for a Datejust when I've owned Datejust and I just don't like the watch. I'm not going to ask them for a Submariner because I own a Submariner and I'm on the waiting list for a very special watch. So therefore, I'm not going to ask a new AD for stuff I don't want. Now, we all know that there's certain watches available if you're willing to wait. We know all this. We know about Explorers, Explorers 2, yada, yada, yada. Two tones, yada, right? This was me going in, trying to find out would they sell me a watch as a first-time buyer, and the answer is no. And what is available, and the answer is nothing apart from a Yachtmaster if you're willing to wait. Sure, you can have an Explorer if you're willing to wait, but I can't cover every feckin' watch in every feckin' video. So that was a fact-finding mission to help people who are thinking about going onto a waiting list because everybody's telling you that the watch market is dead. The watch market is dead and watches are selling below MSRP. New watches are selling below MSRP, but you still can't get a good steel Rolex watch from an authorized dealer. You can't. You cannot get an OP from an authorized dealer. Now, I've got confirmation that the lists are 2 to 3 years long, that the list in one of those ADs was closed. The other AD said, sure, you can go on a list, but I only get 2 a year. So I just think people love to write for the sake of writing, don't they? They just love to write something because they can. And yet, you're just wasting your time, aren't you? Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you don't like it, you don't have to comment. You can just move on, can't you? Move on with your life, you sad git.